got to be one and done at the defensive end. And when I talk about more bites from the apple, they're going to get on the offensive glass. They're going to create turnovers. 27 points off 21 Oregon State turnovers. I don't think they can turn BYU over that much today.
All right, Vanderbilt's going to get the opening possession of this championship game in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Starting five for Vanderbilt: Michaela Blakes, Aubrey Galvan, Justine Pissat, Jacquelinga Mwenentanda, and Sasha Washington. The jumper from Mwenentanda is rebounded underneath by Brinley Cannon. Starters for BYU include Benali, we talked about in the open, Olivia Hamlin. Also have Hudgens, the junior from Canada, Cannon with the rebound, and Lotta Rokel, the senior from Germany. Here's the three for Mariah Hudgens, and BYU is on the board.
They trapped the freshman guard, Benali, got it reversed out of the trap.
BYU head coach Lee Camard in year number one. There's Michaela Blakes with her first basket of the game.
How about the pass by Pissat? 6'4".
Wants another three and drops it in. 6 early for Mariah Hudgens. Blakes wants to try and hit from outside. Shea Ralph in year number 5 at Vanderbilt. After 13 years as a UConn assistant, a 7-time national champion as a player and coach at UConn.
Both these coaches have tremendous resumes and pedigrees, not only as coaches, but as players.
There's a three-point try for Cannon. Offensive rebound, and Hamlin hits the deck after the putback attempt.
Big front line, physical front line.
Blakes, nice spin move before the finish.
You almost have to send 2 defenders at her in transition. She's so crafty with the basketball.
Hudgens back to Benali for 3.
Early offense. Push to the baseline.
Their Paradise Jam play on Thursday at Thanksgiving wins. Here's Pissat. Pissat good for 3.
Blake says Batman, Pissat is her Robin.
That would be a point of emphasis today. Cannon launches the 3. And the 4th made triple. Shooting the lights out here at the University of the Virgin Islands. Underneath Washington, no, putback does not fall. She gets a second offensive rebound.
Bites the apple, extra bites the apple.
Pissat for 3, does not fall. And Hamlin the rebound, and now quickly ahead to Cannon. Cannon gets fouled by Pissat. Bolanle Yusuf, the 6'3 freshman from Nigeria. Bola had 6.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in the win against Virginia Tech. And the 2 free throws gives Cannon 5 early points here. Here's Blake's off a screen. The layup is good. And Blake's 6 early points here for Vandy.
Quick first step.
Hamlin kicks it out. Now Benali steps into a 3. Oh, and Benali rattles home another one. Her second. Vanderbilt 1 for 5 from long range. They'll feed it inside, and Mitchell, unable to hit inside, and last touch by Mitchell. BYU with the 17-9 lead here in the first quarter. Red hot down in the Caribbean here. It's this Cougars offense. They shot 43% from three-point range on Thursday. And to start 5 of 7, they're 71% from the outside. And Mariah Hudgens adds 2 more to her total. She has 8.
She gets one the hard way in the paint over the bigs of Vanderbilt.
There's Blake's launching the 3, and Vanderbilt now, their second made 3 in this opening quarter.
She's already got 9. She does it so quickly. You cannot go behind screens on Blake's.
Pass fake, and Hudgens launches the 3. Yusuf checks out. You saw her go down to the floor. She's being looked at by the trainer at the end of the BYU bench. Rokel in the game for the Cougars. There's the dish off, and Mitchell can't get the layup to fall. Another good look from three, and another made triple. Ariel Mackey-Williams drills it, and it's a 13-point first quarter lead.
That's where all the sea turtles are at.
Everything they are throwing up is going in. Blakes wants to hit another three. And a rebound grabbed by Washington right to Passat. And Passat with 5 early points. Double team down near half court. And now 12 on the shot clock. The Cougars try and get into their offense. Kick over to Hamlin for three. Oh my. 8 made threes in the first quarter.
They can't get recovered to the shooters.
Washington offensive rebound underneath. Her second offensive rebound. Gets fouled on her second putback. 8 for 10 from long range.
That guy Kamar can shoot a little bit himself.
Yeah.
All-American at BYU. He might have been 2 times player of the year.
2 freshman point guards right here.
They're the best in the country.
Not giving up on any possession, any play. Here comes Benali. Left side. Baseline jumper is no good, and Passat with the rebound. In the matchup of unbeatens, one team will improve to 8-0. And, man, what a start for BYU here in the opening quarter.
Had a great second half in the win 2 days ago, and they've carried that over to the start of this game.
Benali right to the rack, and Benali now with 8 points.
Oh, rub play, that all the pressure. Lee Kamar drew that one up, and they ran it well, lifted up the backside, so there's no big defenders at the rim.
Blake's the drive, pull-up jumper, no good. And it's last touch by Vandy.
30 points in the paint against Oregon State.
Benali goes right at Washington. Unable to get it to go, but the offensive rebound by Cannon. Galvan trying to turn the corner. Out to Black, open three, and Ava Black, instant offense off the bench. Black playing in her 6th game of the season. There's a steal by Blakes. And Blakes fouled. Cannon was frustrated not having a foul called on Blakes. But Blakes gets the first free throw to fall.
So fun to watch her play because you look up and all of a sudden she's got a bundle of points. Just does it quietly.
Cannon with the shot clock winding down, has it knocked away by Washington, and now Washington wants to lead the fast break.
Oh,
here is Blake's an open three. It's good.
You cannot leave her. That is the most dangerous person on this court. More versatile on the perimeter, because if you watch the 5-person, BYU's going to turn one over there. Well, they use Rocco, and they also use Yusuf when she's in there for BYU as a perimeter screener. So it pulls the big out. Oh, nice play.
Oh, Blake's is starting to heat up from the outside. And a timeout on the floor. 17 points with 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Coach coming off a season-high 35 points in the win on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, no, she's capable. As a freshman, threw in 55 against Auburn.
NCAA freshman single-game scoring record last year. Also the SEC and Vanderbilt single-game record. There's Mackey-Williams for BYU. Shot clock down to 5 now for Hudgens. Hudgens left it short, and Mitchell grabs the rebound.
Shots hard to come by. Open looks for the Cougars as Vandy has really settled in at the defensive end. You just feel the momentum starting to swing back toward the Commodores.
Galvan fires the three, and Galvan hits the three. Her first.
She affects the games a lot of ways. Doesn't have to score the ball to do it.
There's Cannon. Oh, gets fouled on the layup attempt, and Cannon.
Kind of relax, get your wits back about you. Let them knock these in and get your defense set. Best way to stop a run by another team is get to the free throw line and knock in some charity shots.
Yet to turn the ball over in this first half. 4:30 to play. Blakes fires the three. And we got a foul. Even if you're a little undersized, if you can play big, play physical, it's exactly what Vanderbilt's looking for.
We'll see if the size wears down BYU as this game goes on.
Vanderbilt just about had their first turnover of the game. Instead, it's Sasha Washington. Mackie Williams is replaced by Sydney Benali. Benali, top 15 in the country, 6.5 assists per game. And here is the Vandy defense creating another turnover.
They're doing it without giving up the dribble drive now. Have adjusted nicely on ball defense.
Galvan so quick. The pull-up jumper falls. 5 points now. Benali 8 points early on.
Let's see how they got the 5 up there.
And an illegal screen on Youssef.
The traffic ticket for the illegal screen.
Blake's on the kick out. Brown. Oh, a corner three for Brown. And that's 4 made three-pointers now in the second quarter.
There's the behind the back move to get the open shot for Galvan, and then the shot out of the corner. The big three to give the first lead to Vandy.
There's the first turnover for Vandy. Blakes gives it away. Hamlin gets a run-out lay-in. It was their first lead of the game. Here's the Commodores trying to get it Black, and Black, the freshman, underneath. Rokel running the floor ahead, calling for it. Now Benali kept her pivot foot down and hits the three.
Nice. Everybody in the gym got quiet. They thought the whistle was going to be blown. Kept it down, reset.
Galvan shows the floater.
Putting on a show. Two freshmen putting on a show.
Vandy back in front, but BYU not slowing down. A big rebound by Washington there. Blakes finds an open shooter. This is Black. And the rebound hauled in by Hudgens. And in the battle of unbeatens, we have a 1 point difference at halftime.
We have two different styles. You have BYU wants to play fast, shoot threes. You've got Vanderbilt with the All-American guard and Blakes, big front line, and both have excellent freshman point guards.
Benali fires the three to start our third quarter. Galvan bounce back to Passat. And now Galvan in the lane. Dumps it off. Washington now finds a double team around her. Passat for three from the corner is good. Passat with 8 points hits the first three for Vandy in the second half.
Washington knew she was in a crowd. Her teammate Passat had to be open because there were three players defensively on Washington.
Jumper on the way from Hudgens, and Hudgens, one of the leading scorers for BYU in that first half, puts them on the board here. Had a career high 23 points earlier this year in the win over Montana. Offensive putback doesn't fall. Washington continuing to work. A second offensive rebound for Washington. Now Blakes for three. Benali just hounded by Galvan. And Galvan with the tip ball. Benali goes down. Galvan, the dump off. And Wenentanda with the layup.
Oh, great run there. Wenentanda saw the turnover, ran the lane. Galvan with a great dish after the steal.
Rokel goes right to the rim and draws the contact on Washington. Lada Rokel at the free throw line. Second now in the country at 74% field goal percentage, but just 0 for 1 here today. Not getting many opportunities against that big front line of Vanderbilt.
Physicality has been a problem. They need to get her up in the high post like she just was to draw that foul. Try to spread out the Vandy bigs.
Wenentanda and Coach Lee Camard is a BYU assistant since 2019 and year number 1 leading the Cougars.
He puts Rokel on the bench, but he brings in Yusuf. And Yusuf is a designated screener. Watch her operate around the top. She's going to hand off. She's going to try and screen and rescreen. Then run to the rim. Comes back out and is going to screen again.
Here's Hudgens on the drive. The shot falls for Hudgens. And Hudgens with 15 points.
Still a hot hand. Get the ball to her.
Averages 10 a game. Blakes finds a loose basketball. Reverse layup.
Set up by Galvan. Quick push by Vanderbilt and the freshman guard. Bounce past the baseline.
Benali's three is short. Offensive rebound for Hudgens. Now Yusuf going right at Washington.
Oh, nice.
Mola Yusuf. That Vanderbilt pressure defense forced Oregon State into 21 turnovers. It was a dominant win for the Commodores. And here's Brown hitting from the outside.
Brown has been sensational in this game.
Hamlin dumps it off. Yusuf in the lane. Draws the foul, and free throws coming for Yusuf. And missing the second. Head coach Lee Camard came into the Paradise Jam unbeaten. He said there's things we need to clean up, but we are a better shooting team than what we've shown so far in the season. They showed that in the first quarter. Since then, Vandy has made it difficult for BYU. There's Benali, gets an open look for three and unable to hit.
Those were the shots that were going in the first quarter.
They're 0 for 3 here in the third quarter from long range. Passat knocks in a three. She just went into double figures last trip down. Now nails another three-pointer, and she has 13.
Inside-outside game.
Hamlin. Nice footwork and finish.
BYU plays fast, beats the defense up the court, and much more success. Another three-ball for her. That was a screen, the screener action. Saw that one coming.
16 now for Justine Passat. Inside to Rokel, working against Blakes, and Rokel spins right into contact. Washington does not foul, and now Blakes, as Benali tries to launch it before the shot clock goes off, but
Passat is a unicorn. 6'4", can handle the basketball, can play inside, outside, can make threes, can score in the post, in guard number positions. Blakes has been quiet, only 2 points in the second half. That is point 3 and 4. Batman and Robin.
Blakes with 6 assists in this game as well. Coach, she can do more than just score. She only had 2 assists at halftime, so she is finding her teammates here in this third quarter. Here's a three from Hudgens. Rattles home. And Hudgens with 18 points now for the Cougars. If it's a rebound, if it's a loose ball, Brown with the jumper.
Great rebounders think every shot is going to be a missed shot, and it's going to be their ball. That's what Washington does.
Benally dumps it off inside. Rokel underneath. Gets the bump from Blakes and will go to the line to shoot two. Rokel 0 for 2 from the floor. One inside the three, one outside. 2 points for Rokel now after making the first free throw. And misses the second. She's 2 for 4.
Washington getting a much-deserved rest as Mitchell comes back in.
The dump off. Passat tries to feed it inside to Mitchell. And Vanderbilt a 9-point lead. Here's the drive by Hudgens and gets it up over top of the 6'4" Mitchell. There's Galvan. She'll put that jumper up. She's got that mid-range jumper down.
I'm trying to think of a name for her because we have Batman and Robin. What was the butler's name? Alfred? Well, as long as you don't call me the Joker, we're in good shape.
Oh, there's times, Coach. There are times.
And then the unicorn, Passat, who can do a little bit of everything and is the toughest matchup out here besides Blake's.
Final seconds here of the third quarter. Blake's kicks across to Galvan. Galvan, turnaround jumpers. The clock winds down. And we have a foul, I believe, before the horn.
Plenty of time to catch and shoot with 1 second.
Galvan inbounds it. Mitchell! It does not fall, but it is a 9-point Vanderbilt lead. Alfred, the truck is telling me Alfred is the butler. There's a look at the schedule for today. Championship game to start off. We'll have the third place game coming up with Virginia Tech and Oregon State, followed by Miami and Marist, and then fifth-ranked LSU taking on Washington State in the championship game of the Reef Division. Here in the Island Division, Vanderbilt is cruising in this second half. They start the fourth quarter with a 3 from the freshman.
BYU shows a zone, great patience and spacing.
Backdoor cut for Hamlin. No, the putback is good.
The roles have reversed. Vanderbilt shooting the threes. BYU getting the back cuts to the basket.
Passat will fire the 3. Passat, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Phenomenal weekend for her.
Yes, didn't get her legs in that one. BYU, they can come back because their ability to shoot the 3 ball. That's the 11th triple.
Galvan tries to answer. Washington an offensive rebound. Oh, Passat in and out. No.
Here comes BYU.
$20 points for Hudgens. Benally waiting at the scorer's table to check in. She has 11. Oh, nice drive. And the finish, Mackie Williams. A 5-point advantage for 17th ranked Vanderbilt. Trying to leave the U.S. Virgin Islands 2-0 in the Paradise Jam. Oh, it does not hold on. Galvan out of Deerfield, Illinois, was the #1 guard in Illinois, scored over 2,000 career points, but was not in the top 100 of the recruiting publications. Here's Benally. Her pass stolen away by Blakes.
Great weak side read by Blakes to step into the passing lane. The turnovers continue to mount up for BYU. That's 16.
Oh, Blakes, All-American by The Athletic, preseason first-team All-SEC. Averages 25 points per game.
Third in the nation.
That free throw puts her 2 points under her season average. She's at 23. There's Mackie Williams, pocket picked by Galvan. And Galvan finishes on the left side. Like a jet ski down here in the Virgin Islands. Benally fires the three, and she has not been able to get it going in the second half.
And some of it's been the defense by Aubrey Galvan. You see the defense. Tandem 2-3. The problem with this is it's hard to find Blake's.
Oh, Passat with a great cut and the dish from Washington.
There goes my unicorn right down the middle, 6'4".
Kickback, Hudgens passes on the three. Now gets Benally an open look. And Benally, all 11 points for her have come in the first half. Aubrey Galvan, 16 points, 5 assists for Vanderbilt. Coach, she's just 5'6". But head coach Shea Ralph said when we watched her, she reminded me of Jason Williams, little white chocolate point guard from the NBA.
There you go. Coaches don't pay a lot of attention to those recruiting rankings. Certainly, when you watch Aubrey Galvan, the 5'6" doesn't bother you because she plays bigger than she is, and she's got a huge heart.
Passat feeds it inside to Washington. Washington, a strong move to the rim, and she'll go to the line for the Cougars 7-0.
He's the calmest dude I've ever seen on a sideline. Over there analyzing everything that's happening. Got a smile on his face most of the time.
An assistant from 19 to 22.
You slide over that head coaching seat, life's a little different.
Here's Hudgens trying to create again. Underneath, Rokel offensive rebound, and she gets fouled on the putback. BYU brings Sydney Benally back into the game. The senior from Canada, also a second-year BYU Cougar, awaits at the scores table. 4 points for Rokel. 3:12 to play. Vandy up 11. Here's the throw ahead to Washington after a made free throw and a substitution.
Now press up the three-point line. Make them beat you off the bounce.
Cannon dumps it off. Hudgens now. Hudgens with the layup, and she has 22 points.
This is a great tournament for her. Need two quality opponents.
There's Blake's, the open jumper off the screen.
Today.
So sure-handed with the ball, too.
Now look at this. And Benally keeps hitting screens. Big body screens.
She's worked her tail off on the defensive end for the Cougars. There's the jumper from Hudgens. And Hudgens, now a career-high 24 points.
She knows she's in the zone. That time, she's just shrugged her shoulders after knocking that turnaround jumper in.
Foul on Hamlin, bumping Brown to come up with some stops, and that's something they have not been able to do much in this third quarter.
They're running out of time. He's made a big change in this game after the first quarter. You just look at the stats and the struggles that BYU's had from the three-point line since they got off that fast start.
One final steal, Justine Passat with the takeaway, and the clock will wind out, and Vanderbilt is going to survive the battle of unbeatens as 17th ranked. Vanderbilt moves to 8-0 and hands BYU their first loss of the season.
Vanderbilt with just 5 turnovers, excellent guard play, led by the great backcourt of Aubrey Galvan and Michaela Blakes. Did not turn it over.